What is going on today? What, another one? Another one? Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, slimes and dimes, welcome back. That didn't feel right. Ladies and gentlemen, slimes and dimes, welcome back to the channel. If you know, you know. If you don't, hit the button below. We're back with another reaction today, and once again, it's Friday, and my man Funny Joey has dropped his honest review of Drake's 100 Gigabytes leak. And for me, I'm curious to hear his take on this because I know Roy, and I'm gonna say Roy's real name, and OVO Mall have been split on this whole leak thing. And I know Roy tried to be objective and play devil's advocate at the same time, but he made valid points where he thought this was the genius move of the situation, where then OVO Mall had said, nah, he didn't have to do this, because in his mind, and probably just like the Delulu fans of Drake out there, they feel like Drake didn't lose his battle and all these things that he's doing is just because. But once again, that's the delusion of the Drake fans versus like if you're just on the outside looking in, like he's doing these things to garner attention and try to shave it away from them. They are not like us and everything else. And the leaks, in my opinion, did steer away from they are not like us a little bit, but it sparked another conversation though. It sparked this conversation on if Kendrick forced him to do this, or is Drake really that bad at defense? It sparked a whole different conversation. So let's see what Funny Joey, and I bang with Joey, but Joey got some funny ass stories. He's got some funny ass little like slick comments that he be doing when he be talking about these subjects. So we're gonna hear what they gotta say. My bad for talking.
They took down the 100 gig shit already?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Really? Yeah.
I thought the footage, like I predicted on the pod, was the most interesting thing.
It really was. It was amazing to me.
Yeah, the footage was amazing.
It was truly, truly amazing to me. Great to see. Phenomenal move by him and his team. That release was peculiar.
That's still up, by the way.
It is still up?
Yeah, I just checked the website.
Okay.
It's up. The music is still there.
Oh, then we take it back.
Someone had to talk.
Drake posted on his shit that, on his Insta story, that he was having a problem. All right, it's back.
I'm sure someone called someone and said, hey, this is good.
That's still a very peculiar drop, number one.
Smart drop. He needed to be humanized to the public.
Yeah,
It diverted that beef energy.
When it happened, I hadn't seen the stuff, but I was like, I'm sure they're gonna show him in a funny, silly, more humanistic light, because the pictures out here now is that he's this fucking dragon coming down, swooping everybody's shit. You gotta show him it.
And the more creative, and even in the we've always known he's been super creative, but just seeing the creative process that he does made you just appreciate the songs
making
more.
the beat.
Yeah,
for
him
one
making the
dance
beat,
with, whoever was making
reference
the beat.
tracks, doing shit for Kanye and all these other people. Yeah, that was dope.
Do you think that it was received that way though?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Not my concern how it was received. Me as a music lover and fan loved seeing that.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't even care too much about the songs.
Yeah,
I didn't care too much about the songs.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of shit I didn't even know what that was.
So it's funny that they didn't really care too much about the songs, but honestly, that's what I was looking for, was the songs. Like, I'm learning as I listen to everybody else that there's footage and just other stuff, and I've seen obviously throughout time that they've been sharing this stuff. So I'm caring about the music part of it. So it's interesting to see that they care about the footage.
The footage, which means he has been taping a lot of footage for years, which also tells me that something else is coming. You ain't been taping all this footage for all these years just to do a quick dump because you needed to be humanized. Yeah. Something is coming, like a big something, with all of this footage.
And we saw that Kanye Genius Netflix doc, and like with an artist of Drake stature. Yeah, I'm recording, and I'm gonna put together. I'm sure,
especially he came from fucking media, from TV.
Exactly.
Like
he gave us a bunch of C sides.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
C and D sides, and the real shit is coming soon.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
But I was even really appreciative of that, man. His recording process, him in the booth, him coming up, him not so successful, him then successful. I was talking to Monty. I was like, I don't know how I feel now about Hotline Bling, right? Now that I see him and his crew in there coming up with the lyrics to Hotline Bling, we've all heard the rumors about Drum and him taking the song from Drum and the idea and the inspiration. That Drum song was a hit. That Drake song was a smash.
Yes.
Like mega smash. And any of us could have gotten that Drum beat and going in the studio. We were not coming out with Hotline Bling.
That's a fact.
We were not coming out with Hotline Bling.
I think
now, Where he got
So
the inspiration from, even now, I'm too much of that nigga. That ain't never happened.
I don't
to
even
me.
like that.
Where I fucked something down and then her phone was blown up. No, nigga. All her niggas knew that it was my turn to fuck it down. They had to bust it down. They wasn't just calling while I'm right there. Look, they don't play with me like that. But even the inspiration where he got the song, I loved everything about the drop. I can't lie.
Even just how Jay made it a priority to get that verse done. Like literally them talking about, yo, Jay's literally on stage. He about to get off in 2 hours, and he going back in just so we can get this one shit with him. That was dope.
That was fire.
There was a lot of them stories coming out. Ross just told one about how he went up to the Garden. Jay was about to perform. Right before he went on stage, let him hear the beat, and fucking record off Teflon Don. Freemason.
Yeah.
I mean,
He did it in. He told him what the concept was, and he did it in 20 minutes. And then
Now-
went and hit the stage.
Now, on the flip side of this
big,
coin,
bro.
while I absolutely love the drop, I do not love what I think it symbolizes.
What's that?
I never think an artist
What's the
of
symbolism?
Drake's stature should do a free release of that stature.
I think it sniffs of
Something
moving
is-
into legacy world.
Yeah, something is funny there for
He's
me.
talking into something else, then he's talking into something.
Yes, it was a phenomenal move.
I think
I
it was-
love it.
I would agree with you if
I
it
love
wasn't coming off a horrible
artist side.
6 months of.
I was about to say, yeah, I think desperate times call for desperate measures.
You emptied a lot of banana clips for that stabbing.
I think that nigga. I think
He
that-
sent a lot of bullets out.
think-
100 gigs, a lot of footage, and 3 songs.
that nigga needs a
Yeah,
break.
but I got a whole. That ain't.
That ain't half.
That ain't even a piece of what I really got.
I understand that. I'm just not used to that from our megastar.
He ain't used to that.
He
neither.
not used to
I'm
being in that
trying to.
position.
He not used
I'm
to
trying to
being in that
repurpose
position.
shit that I already have to give myself more time with all the other shit I'm trying to
Listen,
do.
it worked on me. I jumped back on the wagon.
Look, and-
I jumped back on the wagon like, nah, good to see him. Listen, I don't like mob ties Drake. I don't like anybody that it feel like this is not organic and true to who you are.
Word.
The Drake footage for me showed him in his natural light with his normal accent,
Smoking a
with his
hookah.
normal friends, blowing. I never seen a
There you
nigga
go.
smoke
There
more
you
hookah
go.
than that.
Except for Ice.
All of our favorite slaps, he had that hookah going. Like, that's you, guy.
Talking to his mom
That- that's
about
you.
the Serena shit. That,
Yeah.
I didn't like the conversation, but I appreciate it because it was real.
Even
That's
that,
it.
when he's like, yes, Ma, I'm dissing Serena. But I'm kind enough to do it
with a slap.
on a joint that I know she'll like. I normally customize the disses to be a
That's crazy how that
song
works.
that the girl is gonna like, because I know the girl.
Boy, keep
That's
going
both-
through that.
I like hearing that.
I'm sorry, guys. Still a learning process. I ain't even really a month and a half in yet, man. I'm new to
That's
this.
some shit you would say.
admirable.
Hey, yo, fam, that is some shit that you would tell
That's
me.
never nothing I would say.
Ma,
I wouldn't say
The shit's
nothing.
like he made kicking chicks back in.
I wouldn't,
Yeah.
I wouldn't give a fuck if they
Nobody
liked
would-
it,
yeah.
didn't like it, heard it, didn't hear it. I'm getting my shit off, bitch.
I'm talking about his rationalization and the bullshit. Ma, I know I'm dissing her, but at least she gonna like it. What the fuck are we talking about?
That's why it's a little maniacal. A little bit maniacal.
Transform your newsletter into its very own mobile app and allow your readers to install it directly.
I think he's maniacal. I want him to embrace that type of maniacal versus the mob ties maniacal.
So the
You said like 3 sentences.
evil genius rather than mob ties.
I
My
mean,
baby.
I'm just going off what I believe his personality traits to be. I don't know because I don't know him and he don't know me.
Let me ask you a question. If you started out that, because we've,
I'm just kidding.
well,
But
some
he's
of
fine,
us have
though.
seen this. It was a nigga that might have been a nerd, right?
Me.
And
But-
me.
No, but listen.
And me. He about to name my exact
No,
story.
but now you on a journey of hanging with them niggas. And now that shit really starts to become a part of your life where you moving around the streets with real street niggas and you engage with real street niggas on a day to day. We've seen nerd niggas start to adapt some of that.
That's a fact.
We've seen that.
So you talking
though.
about
We shouldn't
yeah, so
encourage
you talking about people
But
without
not
discipline.
lose yourself though.
You
No,
talking
that-
about people without discipline.
No, that's
Don't
that
lose
I
sounds.
ran around with Webb and Nitty for a million years. At no point did I feel like, all right, I can speak to people like I'm Webb and Nitty. Maybe except for my 50.
But you start rapping
back in the
about,
day.
yo, nigga, you went from 10 minutes to rapping on tapes talking about don't let me go get a gun or come with a tripod
No,
and all that
I was
other
doing
shit.
that long before Webb and Nitty. That's just hip hop.
What up?
The second that I start doing it and behaving that way and pulling up and encouraging the real niggas around me to live their life in a way that's not conducive with this music shit that we on, then I'm doing me and you a disservice.
Possible. It's possible, but
Drake is a chameleon though.
And
So
you never,
That's the other thing that footage said.
In that respect,
it really cemented him being the greatest actor in the world.
yeah, he's a chameleon. So at that point, if you are going to make that music because you want to be that well-rounded just musically, at some degree you got to also live up to it in some type of
or your.
But that's just you as a, I don't want to just say an actor, but just as a chameleon of your surroundings. If I'm going to play this part, I got to play it to a T because that's the only way this is going to make sense at the moment.
Or
whether it's real or not, or whether we respect it or not.
And his whole take on like he's the greatest chameleon because he literally can change up to anything. I've seen this dude host award shows, be on a TV show, turn rapper, turn singer, turn gangster rapper. Like, I didn't see all this. I mean, for me, I remember the summer, I want to say, not even the summer, I want to say it was like 2008, 2009 when Drake first came on the scene for us. And like, we were banging with all the styles that he had because he could sing, he could rap. And it was a conversation at that point. I mean, I was bold. I was saying like, this dude might be better than Wayne. Now, a lot of people looked at me like I was crazy. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? You have your take on shit. Like, it just happens like that. But I completely agree with Imani on this situation in terms of him being the greatest actor, greatest chameleon, and also just one of the better like artists of this generation. Like I said this already.
Just got to stick to it.
Or this is who I've been wanting to be all along, and I just never been able to do it. But now I have the means to do it.
That's
I got the real niggas around me that is
all of that is rapper cap. And I know we in entertainment. See, that's rapper cap. If my mom is in these studio sessions and that's who I'm confiding in when I
could be multifaceted. And
Both things can be true.
I really want to be that.
Both things
don't
can be
go
true.
like that. No, it ain't.
Both things can be true.
No, it ain't.
Yes, they can.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Everybody don't have the discipline.
Both things can be true. I know niggas that stone cold killers that will get on the ground and Google gaga with their kids and do all that other shit. True. And it's both them. They are both genuinely them.
That don't have nothing to do with a nigga inviting his mom to the studio and explaining to him his thought process and when he disses girls and customizes.
So that could just be a relationship with moms, my nigga. That could be a relationship with moms. Like only moms can get that out.
I ain't trying to convince y'all of nothing. I
It's
sat with
just
enough
the
killers
light-skinned cat that be like,
to have my own beliefs about them. Yes,
and they don't have hearts?
Some of them were kind. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're not kind-hearted. Okay. I'm saying stylistically, there are similarities between them. That's what I'm saying. I know killers that great with their kids, great with their parents, great with such and such. I also know killers, or used to, that had, let's keep it in the same ballpark, that had discrepancies with the opposite sex.
So let me correct that real quick.
How they handled those and went about those was in a very manly fashion.
See, I agree and disagree, but I also do think the only thing that separates this from the other people, those other people ain't going on camera to expose it to the rest of the world. Even if they do move like that. Even if in secret.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to hear none of this shit.
That alone.
You're the biggest star in the world. I don't want to hear none of this mob tie shit.
Money's the ish right now.
It's already assumed. I'm watching
now.
Dateline, nigga. You get enough money, you can get somebody clipped. You ain't got to tell nobody that. Yeah. There's a certain aura and a confidence and just a way that you walk when that exists. If you keep telling me that, it ain't so believable to me.
But what if I really can get these niggas
No,
I'm really doing this.
I'm doing living
you
this. I know to do it.
No, times have changed. You talking about old school niggas.
Exactly.
Niggas today that are certified street niggas. We've seen them niggas with a camera in front of their face, standing across the street talking about waiting for this nigga to come outside. Yes, we have.
Wait, that's not to say that it's a good thing, though. It's stupid.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But those are the crash outs.
Not good or bad on it. I'm
Those
just
are the
saying
real ones.
we've seen shit change.
Those are the crash
But back
outs.
in the day, if you did something to a nigga, you kept it on the hush. Today, street niggas are bragging about the shit that they doing.
You know what's funny?
I don't think those are the real. I don't think those are the real ones though. So the only thing with that is that I feel Ish's point. Is that Ish? Yes, I feel Ish's point on that to an extent. Like, those are the crash out dummies. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's broadcasting, because there's still a code to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't do all that and broadcast it. Like, those that took that element, those ain't the real ones. Anybody that's out there broadcasting it for the cameras, constantly online, always talking about it, that don't make you realer, that don't make you more tough, that don't make you anything besides a crash out dummy. Yeah, you might still get your stuff off, but you're an idiot though, because you're not logical, because now you're gonna be the same dude that's wondering why you got caught. Now the real ones, they get busy and don't broadcast that at all. Like, you either gotta see it, hear about it, or that's it. It ain't coming from the horse's mouth.
You telling me about what's going on today and street niggas today. Drake broke in 2009. Drake will be 38 years old. That means Drake's predecessors are
2009.
in the ilk that we talking about. Why you telling me about today's
Fam,
new
we've
niggas?
seen Jay Prince
talking
do
about?
What do you
Jay Prince Jr.
What you talking about?
Different dudes,
And he is
different,
up
bro.
that ilk. We've seen him get on the
We
camera
talk about the
and start
nigga
talking.
that's his quote unquote big homie predecessor going live on TV.
I think that's open for interpretation. We've seen Jay Prince get on the internet and use what I'll call vague threats.
Yes.
We've never seen Jay Prince get on the internet and detail a crime. We've never seen
We've
that.
never seen
I'm not
Drake get
saying
on the
that we've
internet and
done
detail
that,
a crime.
Nobody's
He's
saying
been
There's a
vague threats.
difference.
All that mob
Just
type
said
shit is
that.
attempting to be vague threats too.
Okay,
He ain't get up there and break down.
I
did
identify the
this.
difference in
I think
Drake
Joe
and Jay
was just
Prince. I don't
saying
know
he
what y'all
liked Drake
talking
with
about.
the melodies, not Drake when
I
he
don't know
be
what
acting
y'all talking
tough.
about. I see the difference between
Yo, wait, Joe, dog, what are y'all talking about, dog?
But there's nothing wrong with him saying that. But there's
What we
also
saying?
nothing wrong with someone else saying, yo, I understand the chameleon act of an artist that wants to speak to something that they might not fully be living. And it's fair on both sides. I agree with you.
that's
I
hip-hop,
like that.
though.
Nah,
Or they
I
could
ain't
be
with that.
living
I
it.
think that's why.
They all from back in
I
the
think that's
days,
whack,
man. Besides Uncle E, a lot of niggas was not rapping about what they were doing.
Of course.
They was rapping about what
The
they
rappers
mans
weren't
was
really
doing.
doing it
Nigga,
anyway.
that's hip hop
Right.
from the
So that's,
beginning.
so that's what I'm saying today. He shouldn't have to be demonized
That's rap for you.
Only
It's cap.
certain-
Rap is
but
cap
there's a
anyway.
handful of niggas that
for
did that.
playing the role that he decides to play musically.
Let me just
That's
say
just what's
that-
working for him.
Let me say this real quick.
But is it working for him?
It has.
It was.
It has.
It has.
Let
worked
me
for him.
let me say this.
He's the biggest artist in the world.
Eric B.
It worked for
Yeah,
years.
those
and
songs
then
were
Kendrick
the songs that
exploded.
made him the biggest artist in the world. Hotline
Yeah.
Bling is what
That's why
made him the
he's
biggest
doing
artist in the world. One Dance is what made him the
Pre-mob
biggest
ties was the
artist in
big
world.
Drake that we
All
love.
of that
Hotline
stuff
Bling?
is a cumulative effort to make that boy the
So
biggest
it's the
in
Drake
the
with the
world.
melodies.
Let me ask y'all a question. What makes him the biggest, not just the hits, what makes him one of the bigger artists in the world is how versatile he is musically to where he can get into any lane and get on any song with anybody.
That's a good point.
He can go from one day being on a song with
genre.
Ariana
And it sounds
Grande
good.
to the next day being on a song with Future or Boss Man D. Like he can do that.
I think the
That's what
percentages
makes
have been skewed as of late.
I
think, I guess, is
They
what
make
I'm
it sound
saying.
You on memory?
Yeah.
No, cool. But for some people, even in his camp, whether it's right or wrong, they could be telling him, this is what makes sense for you, sticking in that realm. And that's what he's been doing, and it's worked. I mean, he's had this moment where he had a little decrease of the Kendrick shit, but outside of that, shit's been working for him.
That's right.
So who are we to sit here and say that shit
gonna
don't
go right
work?
back up.
It works for him.
I don't
He
think
is
my
the-
conversation was
He
that.
didn't, say
no,
it,
it's different.
he didn't say it didn't work. He just said
My
that
conversation.
he don't want
was
to
not
see
about
that.
what works
No,
now.
I understand
I'm
that.
saying
He
I
don't
don't
want to
fuck
see
with
it.
mob ties Drake.
Cool.
I can give two fucks about mob
but
ties.
There's a lot of people that don't.
There's a
I
lot
can-
A
of
lot of people that don't.
I like Drake with the bitches.
I like that
That's
song.
the one I
I
like.
ain't gonna lie.
When the girls was
Just-
writing the
just hold
captions
on,
on
go, hold on.
Instagram.
I don't like when
yeah,
he's
that's
acting
my
tough, though,
Drake.
like-
Hey, but guess
So
what?
that-
I like the Mob Top song. I like the song.
I like the song too.
So in that moment, what do you say? Do you
Song's
do
dope.
shit on the
Don't
song
let the
because
money-
you don't
just
believe
don't
in
like Gangsta Drake.
No, I love that song, but don't let the money change you and don't let the music change you.
Oh, the money gonna change
The
you.
money's definitely
Money
changed.
change everybody, man.
Money always gonna change you, brother. You know that, Joey. Come on now. That was a great conversation that they had, man. I loved listening to what they had to say. Once again, I just wish Melissa spoke more. She said 2 different times 2 sentences, but that's whatever. I feel like Imani was hitting the nail right on the head throughout this whole segment that they had. It goes back to Drake is one of the best chameleons of all time. Like, he can change from one thing to the next, man. Like, we've seen it time and time again, and you have to do nothing but respect it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad that he's doing that. But if you're a rapper, a hip hop lover, you're gonna feel a way about these moves. Joe, I feel like Joe kind of kept it real mellow on this one. I mean, Joe made some valid points, and I think Joe's from that other, I think he said elk. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, he's like, this doesn't make sense what y'all are talking about, because at the end of the day, street dudes don't broadcast for, like, real street dudes don't broadcast for clout. Like, we all know those ones, and then we all know those other ones that do the same thing that those ones do, but they be all up on the camera. And we call those the crash outs, and that's what I think they left out of this conversation. I feel like, once again, I'm with everybody else where this was definitely a great move. I see where Joey's point is as far as this is not a move that you expect from a superstar. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, he had to do something, because the music, he sees the comments, he sees the conversation, and he being Drake, he sees that the responses aren't as he wants them. And being a person that Drake probably got a crazy ego, dog, like, he's like, nah, I gotta do something else. So he's gonna go into the old bag. He probably didn't want to do that, but he was forced to a little bit. And then he had to then go into basically just dropping those 3 leaks, which I think Joe said it was like the C, the D, and maybe some B-sides. But like he had to do that because it needed to deflect, and what they also said humanize Drake as an artist versus what the narrative's been for the last couple of months, which is the internet doing their job on digging up all the creepy things Drake did and whatnot. So it's didn't help him in a favor. And once again, once he dropped those, even listen, y'all can go back to my other Drake reaction videos, man. Like even I'm like, oh yeah, I'm over this now. Like, you know, my bad. I'm sorry. You know, players mess up, but that's just how it goes with music, man. Like time will pass, but Drake's an ego-driven artist, so he's gonna try to keep doing these little things to see if it sticks. And I think this 100 gigabytes thing stuck and completely changed the narrative. And he's playing it smart by not dissing Kendrick on these at all too, because if he did, I mean, I got a stock, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. So I think he's gonna tread lightly in regards to that, but he's gonna stick to his Drake bag by doing the music that he's doing the melodies, and not acting tough. If he acts tough, it is what it is. But I think he's gonna keep Kendrick's name out of his mouth. So let me know how y'all feel about the 100 gigabytes drop. Clearly, it seems like a few days have passed since this has went through. I definitely want to go peep the footage because I was only here for the music, and I've said that multiple times. Like I obviously knew the 100 gigabytes was more than just the music, but I'm here just for the music. But I'm gonna go peep that out, man. Maybe I'll give a reaction to that and see what I think about it. But let me know what y'all think in the comments below, man. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna be back with another one. I'm out of here. Peace. We got more easy. We got more fun. We got more.